I feel like it's only loud if I'm leaning in.
You should lean in, though. That's the thing. It's a microphone. I need you to like talk into it.
Okay.
Make love to it.
I don't want to.
Why? I put protection on for you. It's a cap on the microphone. It's like a. It's supposed to. What does this thing do anyway? Wasn't it like take out?
It
softens your P's and T's.
It's a. What's it called? It's a something filter.
Pop filter.
Pop filter.
What's up?
This is On Air with... Oh, geez. I mean, this is Almost On Air with Erica and John.
Erica's having a bad day.
I'm having a super bad day. I did tear up multiple times before we started this episode, and John's trying to make me talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it.
So welcome to the Almost On Air podcast. My name's John.
I'm Erica.
And Erica literally told me on her way here, I don't want to talk about my bad day.
No, that's not true. I told you on my way here I'm having a bad day. Then I called you and said, do you have alcohol? Which you did.
I always do.
Right. I knew I could rely on you, but there are the rare times.
There are. It's rare, but it's possible. And I think sometimes it would be fitting that the one time you're having a bad day, we wouldn't have a drink for you.
Right. Also, I think it was, Tuesday night? Something like that. I get a random FaceTime from you. And you don't really give me context to anything. You say, hey, remember that time that you came over and drank wine? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, several weeks ago. And you're like, yeah, do you think it's so good? You hold the bottle up. By the way, I was driving, which made it even better.
Well,
hold the bottle up. I say, it won't kill you. People around you laugh and you hang up.
And I said, that's all I needed to know. And then I hung up.
And I texted you okay.
Listen, it would have taken so long to explain the context.
I'm
a very efficient guy. I just need to know the answers that I need to know. You either give them to me or you don't know them.
What was the context?
The context was you were over a few weeks ago and you bought a bottle of wine and you left it in our fridge, and no one in my house really drinks wine, so it's just been sitting in our fridge. I'm pretty much the only wine drinker now.
I'm actually, yeah.
And I only drink white wine.
That's such an improvement.
Thanks, dude. I know, it's pretty cool.
If you go back to our first wine night episode and then to today, and you're like, oh no, I casually drink wine.
I know, and I'm defending white wine to my roommates, and I feel interesting doing that because it's unlike me. I'm still doing it though. So anyways, this wine was in our fridge because you had left it there, and it's been a couple weeks. And that night we were having a movie night. So it was all my roommates and my roommate's girlfriend and her little sister, and they were all here, and we were about to watch a movie, and they started opening beers, but I didn't want a beer. I can't believe I'm saying this, wine.
I'm so glad I converted you.
It feels weird. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know what's happening to me.
So here's the thing. You didn't have to give me all of that context for the question.
I'm not even done with the context. Actually, yeah, I just want to know if the wine was good.
All you needed, because then I was like, what the heck just happened? The context I would have loved was, oh, we're about to watch a movie. I wanted a glass of wine. This is all we had. Instead, it was like, hey, is this good? And I said, it's not going to kill you. There was laughter and you hung up.
That's all I needed to know. I don't know how wine ages. I didn't know if a few weeks later I'm going to get sick, like old chicken in the fridge.
Oh, it's nothing like old chicken.
And that's all I need to know. What did you need the context for? You really just
my own general curiosity. If I'm going to be involved in a decision-making process, I'd like to know what it's for.
Listen, everyone had their drinks out. All the beers were cracked already, and they were waiting on me to pour my wine, and I just needed to know the answers.
I'm so glad that, obviously, I think you only called me because I'm the person who brought the wine here in the first place.
Yeah, that's
but I'm also honored.
I also would have probably called you anyway as the sitting wine expert in my life.
You literally are friends with Jake.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely not the wine expert, but okay.
Whatever. To each their own. I still was happy that you were able to answer that question. I'm sorry I didn't give you enough context because I was literally just looking for facts. And that's the way my brain works. I call, I ask my question. I'm not trying to bore you with the pleasantries,
I always want the pleasantries.
Okay. If I have time, but I was in a rush.
Oh,
everyone was waiting on me, and I don't like when people wait on me.
Okay.
I have 2 personal pet peeves against myself. People waiting on me, actually, they go together, and being late. I don't mind when other people
you're
are late.
Are you sure you don't mind? Because you really get on my case
about it. I get on your case because it's funny, and because you tell me you're not going to, and you do every time.
Right. Luckily, today I was just stuck in traffic, and there was nothing we could do about that.
Yeah. I don't mind when you're late. I really don't. As much as I give you crap for it, I really don't mind. But I personally hate being late, and I hate when people wait on me. So that's the only time I really get anxious.
Gotta go.
Gotta blast.
Peace
Jimmy
out,
Neutron.
Girl
Scouts.
Oh.
Different
world. Yeah, what were you about to say?
I was about to. I'm getting notifications on my phone, which is annoying.
That is annoying.
But I was about to tell you a story.
Not
but before,
for me. You do
before I
whatever
get
you
into
want.
that, before I get into the story that I want to tell you,
because
we have some exciting things coming up here today.
Oh, do we?
We do.
News to me.
I just want to express my anger towards my cell phone because I'm approaching.
Okay.
I've approached actually the last straw of my phone already, because you know, like people say, and there it goes off again. You know how people say that as you update your phone, they think that Apple slows down your software so your phone becomes slower and then you need a new phone.
Yes, I would call this a conspiracy theory, but yes.
I would. And it was proven for a minute, or was that the battery? There was an article came out that said they actually caught them doing this, but I think that was battery life.
I believe it was battery life. And honestly, I'm not so sure that they've changed that.
I don't think so either.
I am pretty confident that the moment a new phone comes out, your battery is shot.
Yeah. So they did get caught for it at some point, but still it is borderline conspiracy theory, may be true. However, my phone has been giving me other issues lately. Like my camera, as I've showed you,
is garbage.
My camera will not focus now. So if I'm trying to take a picture and you're right in front of me, you could be 3 feet in front of me, you could be 10 feet in front of me. My phone picks whatever focus is incorrect.
Oh, is that what it's doing? It's not that it simply can't focus. It's that it'll focus like on my foot versus my face.
Yes, and it's so rare that I can get it to focus on anything. Like it's nearsighted and farsighted at the same time.
Yeah, we are having a fly issue in here today.
Dude,
I would like to point out we are not in my home. We are in John's home.
Yeah, we're in my room today, and there's this one fly. Just this single and I think I'm so confused because this single fly is always in here. But there's only
flies live for like 2 days max.
That's what I hear. But there's always one fly in here, and there's never more than one, and there's never zero. Like for the past week, there's been one fly in my room bugging the absolute shit out of me. And I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry.
I heard they last, 2 days, you said?
I think it's actually that their lifespan is 24 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah. Can you Google that? Because I feel like growing up, it would always be like, oh, don't worry about the fly because like they'll be dead by tomorrow.
How long do flies live? 28 days. So it could be the same fly.
Wait, why were we taught as kids that flies lived 24 hours?
I heard 48. I literally heard that they die that fast. Are we dumb? Are our parents dumb?
Or was it like some sort of, you know how like there's things that parents lie to their kids about?
Yeah, like I was told if you stare into the sun, you're going to go blind. Actually, that might be true.
Well, wait, yeah, I was like, that might be true. But I feel like my parents always told me that like flies die within 24 hours. Maybe they didn't want us like catching them and keeping them as pets.
Or maybe they just didn't know shit because they couldn't Google it because Google didn't exist when they were little.
I like to think that my parents are pretty intelligent though.
I would like to think that. My mom was actually pretty smart.
Yeah, I don't think that they would like make up a fact about flies living for 24 hours. Okay, if you're listening to this and you know where that rumor comes from, would you let us know?
My mom once told me that if I cross my eyes, they'll get stuck that way.
Have you tried?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Oh.
As soon as I found out she was lying, I was like, I knew it. And now I cross my eyes all the time. I think it's funny.
I don't ever want you to look at me.
I can move one eye too. I like the other.
Ew, John! I just watched that in our.
It was pretty cool, right?
No, I don't ever want to see you do that again.
The Almost On Air podcast has a YouTube channel that you can check out on youtube.com/almostonair, and you can see me crossing my eyes.
That's so true. Hey, can I tell you something really quick before you go into your story?
Please do.
I meant to mention this during the 100th episode because it is a little monumental.
Whoa.
I put you down as my emergency contact for something.
No.
Yes, I had to re-sign up at my gym just because like I switched cities and they needed an emergency contact. And I thought, this is my chance to test you.
Test me?
Yeah, like, so if I get injured, will you show up for me?
I think you should have done the test before you put me as the emergency contact, because when they need me, it's no longer a test.
Here's the thing. I also thought to myself, I should send John my parents' phone numbers. If you're going to be my emergency contact, I think you need my family's phone numbers.
Definitely, because Dina's not going to pick up her Instagram in a hurry.
No, and also, I don't know if I want you having Dina's phone number.
I need Dina's phone number.
Why?
I need it.
You don't need it.
No, I need it.
Well, now you might need it, because if I break a leg in Orange Theory, they're going to call you.
Wait, so yeah, where'd you do it?
Orange Theory.
Nice. So this is going to be a medical emergency if I ever get
That's actually true. Like,
wow.
If they call you, it's because I passed out, broken limb, a fly, or died.
I can't believe you told me this was a test.
Right. Yeah,
As if there are more significant emergency contact places. What's more significant than the gym?
No,
Maybe
but
your
like,
home?
there's also like professional, I was saying medical professionals, that's not true. There are professionals present at a gym. Like they could make sure I live.
I don't think so.
But like if I was on my way to the hospital, they would call you.
I was talking to this girl at the bar last weekend, and she said that she doesn't go to the gym anymore because she passed out at the gym and they had to call an ambulance. And she got ambulance to the hospital.
Why would you stop going to the gym because of that?
Because she didn't want to be around everyone that saw her pass out. There was like a cute personal trainer there, and he watched her get ambulanced out from passing.
I don't know if I would if I would be unable to return if that happened to me.
You would be pass out girl.
I'm also gym girl right now.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if I could just like stop going to the gym because of that.
You have to switch gyms.
I don't think I would.
You would be forever. Anytime I saw you in the gym, you would be pass out girl. Oh, that's the girl that passed out. I know. And she doesn't know, but she knows that I know.
Yeah, but does that make you a bad person, or does that just make
it just makes me an observant person.
Girl.
It makes me observant of things that go on around
me. I just think that makes you kind of mean.
But also you could be the cool pass out girl though. Like maybe I'd talk to you.
Maybe I'm the hot pass out girl.
You could be.
Like a guy could be like, that's the girl who passed out and she's so beautiful.
Wow.
I probably don't look that beautiful
kind
after
of an
I've passed out.
I'd walk up to the pass out girl and be like, oh my God, you're the girl that passed out. What's up?
Right.
I'm
How
John.
are you?
You're a legend around here.
Right,
you got your picture on the wall.
And like you still come back.
Yeah.
See, it's cooler to come back than not. Yeah. Otherwise, it's your pass out girl and you never returned.
I agree. You gotta kind of own pass out girl, I think.
I would always own pass out girl. I really hope I'm not putting the vibes out that I'm going to pass out in the gym anytime soon.
If so, I'll be emergency contact.
If so, they'll call you. Will you pick up your phone?
I usually do pick up numbers that I don't recognize because who knows who it is? I want to know.
So you don't care if they're spam?
Well, if they're spam, I just hang up.
Right.
And most of the time your phone, it does a good job of blocking the spam numbers. And sometimes they get through. But the curiosity of who is calling me right now outweighs the 1 second of annoyance of, oh, that was a spam call. Because then, if it's a spam call, I think about it for 2 seconds, I hang up, I put it away, I knew it was a spam call. If I don't, and the number calls me that I don't recognize, and then they don't leave a voicemail, now I'm stuck for at least 5 minutes wondering, I wonder who that was. Was it my mom? Was it a friend?
Was it an emergency?
Was it an emergency? Was it Erica's emergency contact?
Was it Erica being pass out girl?
There's only one way to know, and that's by answering.
That's true.
I think you have good odds. Speaking of the gym, though.
Yes.
I was at the gym this morning, and I came across an idea. A challenge, if you will.
Am I involved in this?
If you went to my gym.
Oh, okay. So no.
I kind of want to start so if you go to your gym, do you have the people that you see at the gym every day or often?
Yes.
Because when I first started going to the gym, I was always jealous of the gym crew. You know, it's like there's a couple of no-neck dudes in there that are just all ripped because they're there all day, every day. And they happen to all know each other, all the huge ripped dudes. And then they're the mediocre lifters that say what's up to those dudes because they're in there sometimes too. And they've created this gym clique. And sometimes
total gym clique.
Totally. There's always that gym clique. Yeah. And a lot of the time they're cool. I'm friends with some of them because I've helped spot them sometimes. But I'm not in the gym clique.
Do you want to be in the gym clique?
I don't know.
I find, okay, so not you. If I was dating a guy and he was like, hey, let's go to the gym together. And I was like, sure. And I walk in with him and all the dudes are like, bro. I'd be like, I don't want to date this guy.
Why? What if they're cool? And we're like, oh, who's the girl? And they're very polite to you.
But they're the no-neck guys. I don't want to be.
You think they're not
I
all
just saw the
no-neck
dead spider
guys.
on your ceiling and I'm upset.
I need to clean them.
Yes. I don't. They're not all no-neck guys. Maybe.
There's always just the couple token no-neck guys. And I think that's to establish the cred in the gym clique.
You got to have a couple no-neck guys.
That's what I mean. It's if those guys exist and they're not part of your clique, then you're the beta clique, you know?
Wait, so what's your idea?
So my idea is, as intimidating as this might be for average gym goers who are not part of this clique, I have noticed lately I've become friends with some people in my gym that are not part of that clique. For example, there's this girl I'm homies with right now. I think her name's Caroline. I got to double check on that.
Yeah.
She's probably 65, right?
Oh, I was like, are you going to hit on her?
No.
No.
So I was wearing this shirt from some dive bar in Fullerton that I used to exist a long time ago. And she asked me about it. She was like, oh, where's that dive bar? I've never been there. And I was like, to be honest, I don't know. Someone left this shirt at my house. And so I use it as a gym shirt. I'll ask about that later. It's another story.
Strange.
But most of the time we just go to this bar down the street. It's called Kelly's or Rem's. And she goes, oh my gosh, I live right here. I go there all the time. I go there for the Super Bowl. This flies.
We're having fly issues. Sorry, guys.
He wants to be part of the podcast.
Yeah.
So she was telling me that she gets wasted at this bar all the time and that this is her local spot. And I was like, Caroline, I'm going to see you there, dude. We're basically homies. So we started chatting it up. She was like, yeah, I work out here all the time. And I see her in there probably 4 to 5 days a week.
Good for her.
She's always in there, just like trying to get her grind on. And like, we're homies now.
I don't think you should call it trying to get her grind on.
No, she's getting her grind on.
No, but that makes it sound like she's like putting her booty up against your front side.
The gym grind. She's grinding in the gym. That's a different story. But anyways, she's like,
so you're not saying she's not doing that.
I'm not saying she's not doing that. But she's like lifting weights and stuff too. She's like getting after it. And
I would love to remind you that women can lift weights.
No, it's not that she's a woman. It's the fact that she's a 60-something-year-old woman. That's like.
Are you certain she's 60-something?
Fairly.
Okay.
She could be 58.
Okay. Within 5 years.
Within 5 years.
Okay.
Within 5 years of a 60-something-year-old person. And she's like the third old man or woman that I've chatted it up with at the gym.
I like this journey for you. If I walked into a gym with my significant other and he says,
"What's up, Beverly,
hey,
Caroline,
babes."
Greg?"
Right. Maybe not babes. I don't know why I said that.
Not
but
babes.
yes. Beverly, Caroline, and Greg. I'd be like, this is effing great.
That's what I mean. So I'm establishing this secondary gym clique.
Nice.
You know, for people that have necks and like are still in the gym all the time working on the health fitness, but like don't need to be the big lifters, you know?
Yep.
And so far, I probably lift more than everyone in this clique, which is not actually a brag because most of them are old and like just, you know, keeping in shape. So it's a little bit of a flex for me.
So does that make you the
no
neck of the group?
I think it does. I'm the respective no neck guy of that group.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, so I just decided today that I'm going to start this club and we're all going to be homies and like I'm going to introduce them to each other and we're like all going to be this friend group in the gym.
Oh, they don't know each other.
No. They all know me, but like I'm the mutual friend right now. But we're typically in there at the same time. I usually go after work every day. So we're going to like start a gym club.
I hope that you and Beverly start lifting weights. Oh, wait, there's no Beverly.
No, but Beverly sounds like an old woman's name, and I really wish her name was Beverly.
Caroline.
I
hope that you and Caroline start getting drinks together after the gym. That would be really fun.
I guarantee we will run into her at some point. I mean, my roommates and I.
Yeah, I was like, you're going to have to start inviting me out if you want me to run into Caroline with you.
You go to the places that we go to, so it is quite possible.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've been to Rems with us.
Once.
Well, maybe that's the time she was there.
Maybe. I'm so panicked by these flies. It's literally almost on air with Erica, John, and the flies today. We're going to take a break.
We're going to take a quick break. Erica's got some interesting words on that, or just words that have been added to the dictionary.
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
And then she has an interesting perspective on male friends. That's coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
John,
so back.
Oh my God.
I really thought you were going to wait for me to say that.
No, I kind of forgot about that weird trait of yours.
You forgot?
I'm having a bad day. Of course I forgot.
That's fair. I'll excuse it this time.
I can't. Don't look at my screen.
Okay.
These are fun.
Excuse me.
There is porn on here? No, I'm kidding.
Wow, imagine.
Yeah, I almost wish. I don't know where I'm going with that. Never mind.
What?
I'm just in such a bad mood. Actually, I'm not now that we're doing this. Yeah. I just was.
Dude, podcasting always helps. It always helps.
Always. Could you think of a word that you wish was in the dictionary? It was like a grammatically correct word.
Oh, man. I wish you would have given me time to prep this because totally.
But see, I love to surprise you with things.
So back.
That's not one word.
Okay. No.
Okay. Well, there were over 300 words added to dictionary.com recently.
Wait, I guess. Could I come back to this at some point if I discover one in my head?
Just shout it out if you think of one.
Okay.
But I do want you to also listen to me, and you have a very hard time multitasking.
I'm going to be thinking of words this whole time.
Whatever. So after 2020, they basically take words that like were big that year or whatever, and they add them to dictionary.com.
Right. Like I remember the year they added swag. I was very pumped about that.
I'm unfamiliar with them having added swag. Was it after Justin's Bieber? What?
Justin's Bieber?
Was it after Justin Bieber's boyfriend, which was said swag, swag, swag on you, chilling by the fire while we're eating fondue? I don't know about me, but I know about you.
Cringiest lyrics in a Justin Bieber song.
Say
I think.
hello to falsetto in 3, 2 swag. Why is that still living in my brain?
I don't know, but I do enjoy the word swag. Like, you know, like when someone does something and you think it's dope, so instead of dope, you're like, oh, swag.
Absolutely not. I'm unfamiliar with that response.
Wait, really?
John, do you really think that you could hear me being like, swag, dog? Like, no.
No, but it's like, oh, yeah, I guess so. It kind of sounds weird.
Like, you saying it.
Could fit. Because I'm not using it as in, like, that fly. Looks so swag. I use it as
like cool.
Cool, yeah.
Right, and I like it.
Oh, you're coming over at 12? Swag. We'll see you there.
Sure. I like it in the sense that, like, if someone's like, Erica has swag, and I'm like, yeah, I've got freaking game. Let's ride this bitch.
That, I think, is the coolest use of the word swag.
Yeah, if I have swag, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I almost like swagger sometimes. Like, Erica's got like a swagger to her.
Erica does not have a swagger to her.
But if you did.
Anyway, some of the words added. You know what? There are some that are 2 words. So back could be added to dictionary.com. I think that Carla Marie from the Carla Marie and Anthony Show would support you on this.
Yes.
So some of the words added were trigger warning, which can be abbreviated to TW. Obviously, like, that's a little serious. Content warning, same thing. Okay. Long COVID, minoritize, marginalize, DEI, which means diversity, equity, and inclusion. So those were added after the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
So,
because this is after 2020.
This is the end of 2020. These are the words that they said, you know what? We use those so much that we need them in the dictionary.
Right. This is cool.
The word zaddy was added to the dictionary.com this year. So, and here's the thing. How often are we using zaddy?
I have heard the word zaddy in our work group chat often.
In reference to who?
In reference to guests. Sometimes, like, who is this?
Who's like a spicy guest?
Usually every time we have like a young doctor on who's like telling us about young doctor things.
You know what?
Tell me I'm wrong.
As a girl who has questionably dated a young doctor, zaddy vibes.
See? I'm actually more surprised that zaddy wasn't in the dictionary beforehand.
It does feel like it actually was bigger in years prior than this last year.
Yeah.
But maybe they finally got bold enough to say, F it, we're adding it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that zaddy's not a word.
The beginning of this article says, before the sentence, Zac Efron is such a zaddy would be grammatically incorrect. Now, it's not. And true. Zac Efron is such a zaddy.
What's
not
the
a
difference
daddy.
between a daddy and a zaddy?
So this says, this definition is that zaddy refers to an attractive man. I think that in the way that we have discussed daddy before, I cannot go back into that conversation.
No, but I feel like zaddy to me sounds like it's got a little bit more of an older, distinguished tone to it.
I think it's almost just like,
could you be a 20-year-old zaddy?
A 20-year-old zaddy?
Yeah.
Maybe not 20, but like, are you even that hot at 20? Probably not.
Oh my God, absolutely. Are you kidding? Have you seen professional athletes? Some of them are 20 and they look 30.
I don't even want to talk about professional athletes. They're all so much younger than me and they're so much hotter than me.
So are most like musicians too right now. Again, I feel like we're at the age now where it really pisses me off. Everyone I look at that's like famous or successful is younger than us.
I don't want to talk about the fact that we are old.
All the pop stars that are coming up, not even just pop, but music stars in general. All the athletes that are getting signed to all these football and baseball teams.
I know.
And these dudes look older than me.
Yeah. I was asked today, someone was like, oh, so like, you're like 20. And I was like, oh, I wish. I was like, I'm 28. But this is like an older.
You're 28? God, what's it like to be so old? Couldn't be me.
I'm so mad at you right now. It was a man older than us. And then he laughed and was like, yeah, 28 is still young. Anyway, some of the other words that were added include oof, which I love. Like, oof.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I use a lot.
Also surprised that's not a word.
Right.
So if I put this in our doc.
Oh, no. Yikes was already added.
So if I type in oof into this Google sheet, is it going to put a red underline? Oof. No, Google knows it's a word. Oh my God, maybe it updated already.
I'm just, it might be like familiar enough with it that it isn't
showing up.
Yeah.
But before, so maybe Google's not so tied to Webster.
Is this even Webster? It's dictionary.com.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, other words added were shit show, which I love.
Yeah, I do love that.
And deplatform, which is most commonly used in social media settings.
Yep.
I don't know what that means.
Canceling. Deplatforming.
Oh, you're like taking away their platform.
Yeah, deplatforming is basically like banning you from Twitter. Did you know my roommate got banned from Twitter?
Which one?
Evan.
No, what? I see his tweets all the time.
I know, because he's literally using a friend's number and email account and had to like do this entire thing because he tried
what did
so
he
many
say?
ways. He said, this is funny. His last tweet that he thinks got reported was, he said, I think there's something suspicious about Netflix taking off A Knight's Tale and Hurt Locker at the same time. What's going on here? And he got banned the next day.
I'm not even sure what that's like a weird reference to.
They're two of his favorite movies, A Knight's Tale and The Hurt Locker.
I know, but why would he get banned?
That's what I mean.
You think it was about something prior?
It could have been, potentially, but he doesn't like tweet bad things. Like, he's not very political.
No,
like, he doesn't...
like things he tweets that I find are so funny are like, I stayed up all night watching Grey's Anatomy. Like, what a beautiful show. Like, like he's not harmful.
No, he's not. And he got banned and he tried to appeal it and they denied him somehow. And he's literally tried so many times to make a different account under different emails and it still always knows it's him. He tried a different number and somehow it like traced the VPN or something.
That is whack.
It's insane. So he literally had to use a friend's email and phone number that like doesn't have a Twitter just so he can, and he had to like switch up his username and now he's illegally on Twitter.
I hope that no one from Twitter listens to this.
I don't believe that they do, but if they do, you
John,
need to catch them.
Don't underestimate us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We have listeners all over the world.
All over. So yeah, that's your... I mean, there's more words, but I'm not going to keep reading them. That is your education of the day. But now I want to talk to you about something else.
I have a question. Are you switching topics?
Yeah.
Because real quick, do you think people work at dictionary.com? Like, is there an office?
Like my initial response was, of course. And then you asked if there was an office.
Like, what do they do when they're not deciding the words of 2020?
Oh.
Like, going over words?
Well, someone has to work there. Like, someone has to keep the website updated. Like, there's definitely a team. I bet you... Do you think dictionary.com has a Instagram? Where's my phone?
I don't know.
Why do I keep
recording
losing
on
it today? Oh!
Video. Because imagine you were at a bar and you hit it off with the guy and you're like, oh, so what do you do?
He's like, I work at dictionary.com, baby.
I'm like,
First of all,
what do you mean?
Don't ever tell me where you work like that, but dictionary.com.
Yeah, you think they just like work on printing dictionaries?
Dictionary.com has a freaking Instagram.
They have 387,000 followers.
Okay, so someone is running their social.
Yeah, so that's
Bravo
at least one
to
person.
them. I guarantee you it's more than one person because actually the social is probably run by like an agency.
Yeah, probably.
And so I do think that there's a team that's like doing the tech stuff and then there's a team that's like deciding the words. There's a team that's like fixing.
They post words of the day every day.
Verklempt.
This one's verklempt. Overly emotional and unable to speak.
Literally.
That was you when you got here.
John was like,
Erica was
tell me
verklempt.
what's going on. And I was like, I can't talk about it.
I don't remember this word. I used to have the dictionary app and you could turn on the notifications. No, it was called Word of the Day. And you could turn on notifications. It would teach you a new word every day. And for the first couple of days, I really liked it. And then you're overwhelmed with words all the time that you don't actually remember any of them. I feel like it should be
Word of the week.
That's exactly right. Yeah. It should
Same
be Word
page.
of the Week. So they reiterate,
Remind.
I don't know. Reiterate the same word. Reinforce. There it is.
Oh, so they could give you like different uses each day of the word, like a new sentence to use the word in.
Same definition, new sentence to reinforce that word every day of the week. So by the end of the week, you've used it throughout your entire week.
You know what's amazing?
Tell me.
It could be called Word of the Week, and it could be shortened down to wow. I know we're missing the, but I really feel like word of the week could be wow.
Should we start an app? How hard could it be?
We do this all the time where we're like, we should start that, but like with what time?
Well, we gave someone the idea.
Someone out there is gonna
get rich.
Wow, we were rich.
Wow, whoa, wee, wah.
Wow, whoa, wee, wah. Okay, can I change? Can I ask you something now?
Uh-huh.
How many close male friends do you have?
A lot. I'd say
that you would call, your close friends that you could call in a time of need.
Okay, I'd probably say I have 10.
Okay, you are not who this story is about.
Okay.
There is apparently an American male friendship recession happening.
Interesting.
And what they're saying is like throughout all the numbers of the last couple years, well, really from the last like 30 years, male friendships are down 55%.
Oh my God.
That's a lot. So they're saying only 27% of men have at least 6 close friends. So you're in that 27%.
Nice. I'm only 27 years old. Check that out.
And the number of men without any close friends increased from 3% to 15%. 0 close friends.
Well, it's also more difficult for men to make friends, I think.
And this is why I want to bring this up, because why do you think that is?
I think it's like kind of vulnerable, and it's almost like kind of embarrassing to like need friends, to admit that you need or want friends.
Do you realize how insane that sounds?
It's dumb. It's stupid. I agree.
It's embarrassing to admit that you need or want friends. I admit that every single day, especially since I
and I think that's
moved
a good thing.
into my place.
What's up?
I'm lonely every day.
Okay, we can address that.
Yeah, maybe that's something we should talk about.
No, but I see this, and I think I would have had this problem, but you know what fixed that for me is fraternity.
Yeah.
So when I grew up, I lost my dad when I was little, so it was mostly my mom and my sister in the house growing up. So in high school, I almost had exclusively female friends. I had maybe one or two guy friends, and they were kind of my friends, but they weren't as close to me as my female friends were.
That is really interesting to learn about you because you are such a good male friend to women. I mean, I speak only, I guess, from my experience, but like you're so good at being a guy friend to girls.
I've heard that, and I think it's because that's like most of my experience growing up, and I didn't really... And I envied people that had a lot of guy friends, like guys that had guy friends, because I didn't know how to be a dude's dude. I didn't understand it. Like I played baseball, but like that was the extent of my dudeness. Like I didn't go to the gym when I was little. I didn't have like anyone to teach me that stuff. I didn't have a dad to teach me all the guy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So
no, that makes sense.
When I went to college, I roomed with my pretty much only good guy friend at the time, and I wanted to join a fraternity, and I had such a challenge at first because all these guys were really good at broing out and like doing all these dude things together, and it was very unfamiliar at first. Like
it was like kind of uncomfortable. You
it was
had to
uncomfortable.
Get used to it.
I was absolutely an outlier in that situation, which was just wild for me because usually I was a social person and I could make friends well, but when it came to just being a guy, it was a challenge at first.
Right.
So it was cool because over time that taught me how to have guy friends and how to insert yourself in those kinds of situations. And now, like, I almost exclusively hang out with guys, you know?
Yeah.
Almost to a fault sometimes. But I think that's one of the best things that has ever happened to me. So it's kind of challenging when I hear a lot of the, like, classic fraternity slander because I get it. There's a lot of, like, douchebags and fraternities out there.
I mean,
you know?
There's so much sorority slander, too. But
there are.
I believe in the exception to it.
Right. And there are many exceptions. And I do think that mine literally played a pivotal role in my life on how to handle myself and how to chase things that I want and how to be a go-getter and like just how to bring myself quality male friends.
Right.
It really altered my entire life.
That'll probably serve you. Like, you know, things will change. People will get married, have kids. Your group will not always look exactly the same. I'm not saying you won't stay close with these people. Don't panic. But like that will serve you to then be able to make new male friends in the future.
Oh, it has, for sure.
And like if you ever move cities for whatever reason, like you are more well equipped to make new friends than a lot of people. And I think that's part of, I always tell people that I encourage them to move away. Like I have moved twice, like cross country and had to completely start over. And I think that's why I'm like able to make friends.
Yeah. And I think that's a good quality to have.
For sure. I think it's like, otherwise what happens? Even if, you know, after you're married, of course you have your partner. What if her job takes you somewhere else and then you have to start all over? You don't want to like resent your partner.
And it sucks because as you get older too, you've already found the things that you enjoy, and it's so easy to enjoy staying at home and watching your show that you like, you know, and ordering what you want for dinner. And it's hard to step out of your comfort zone to meet new people, you know, and to find people that click with you and then to open up to them. And then that's like, it's like dating. It's a whole process of starting over.
Totally like dating.
And that's so like, it's a lot of energy, you know, and it's uncomfortable and that does suck. So you really have to put yourself out there to make new friends. And I think in general, a lot of guys just don't want to do that.
Yeah. It's so weird to me that you said, not weird. I'm sorry. That's the wrong word.
That's fair.
It's so unfortunate really to me that you said that it's embarrassing to admit that you want and need friends. Like, because this is saying,
I think for some people it is.
Yeah, but this says the report suggests that traditional norms of masculinity make it harder for some men to be vulnerable and open with friends.
Totally.
Women, by contrast, are more likely to put in the work to cultivate and maintain friendships, which is like,
there's just such a stereotype out there for guys to not be vulnerable, you know, for guys to be like, I'm good.
So like with these, what did you say, about 10 to 12 close friends?
I would say I probably have 10 to 12 very close friends that I could call at any time.
And do you feel like you're able to be vulnerable at any time with those guys? You could call them and say something happened and I need to talk about it.
Absolutely. But
you are the exception to this.
But I think, I do think so, but I also don't think that would have happened without a community that I was in to give me those abilities.
Right. To be comfortable with
Totally.
that.
Totally. So that's why I do think that some of these, even if it's not like fraternity specifically, like some of these clubs that you join will teach you about these kinds of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's important to put yourself out there to like do some of these things because it'll teach you those social skills that you need later on. I wonder where I would be without being forced to like be in a male-centered club. You know what I mean?
Can I tell you something kind of messed up?
What?
I feel like you would have settled with a girl and like just
shut
been
everyone
like,
else out.
Yeah, and just been like, I don't know, I don't really have friends. This is my life. Sorry, that's so mean. But you didn't do it.
And sometimes that makes people happy. You know, sometimes you're okay with that life path.
Yeah, but it's not you.
But it's not me.
No, it's
and
not
I wouldn't
you.
have been. And I think I would have maybe been unfulfilled forever.
You were saying like making new friends is exhausting because it's kind of like dating. And
Totally.
like both dating and making new friends right now are things that I just don't want to do. But also, I feel like things I have to do right now.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't want to.
But like, it's also kind of fun because when you do put that effort in, sometimes you make some solid friends that you're like, I can't believe I almost didn't meet you. You know? Like, I've met some friends from my heart, and you included, that like...
Well, you were forced upon, like, we were forced upon each other. We sat next to each other.
We didn't have to start a podcast.
That's true.
We didn't have to continue it to the extent that we did.
You're right.
And without putting in the effort, because it did require effort from both sides, as it always does in a friendship.
Yeah.
We would never look at all this stuff we've done, you know? Look at all the fun we've had.
101 episodes.
Dude, and I got to like live in your parents' cartel mansions for a week.
I'll kill you.
That was awesome. I never would have got that experience.
Not a cartel mansion, and you lived there for like 3 days.
I think I'm using you, actually.
Good for you.
It is good.
Do you have anything to offer me?
Nope. A beer.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. I finished it though. So
oh, you want
I might need another one. Yeah, I really need another so I can like calm the frick down.
Yeah, possibly.
That's all. I don't actually. We were like, oh, we should talk about how I'm lonely. I don't even want to talk about it this week.
Yeah, I didn't actually mean we had to talk about this week. But if you'd like to, we could let
I
this
think
go.
maybe next week.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to find the solve for being lonely because I do love living alone. But man, I also am like, what do I do? No one asked me to hang out.
Some adjustments, especially I can imagine on a Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah,
that's gotta be hard.
Thanks
sometimes.
for asking me to hang out.
Hey, you want to hang out?
Shut up, we're hanging out right now. It doesn't count. Anyway, we are gonna leave you guys with that, I think.
Yep, absolutely. If you have any comments, feel free to DM us. You can check us out on Instagram at Almost On Air. We have a YouTube channel. You can just search Almost On Air and we're there.
That's right. We have some friends who's
yeah, that's breaking news. I hate to be the first one to break this to you.
Don't tell them. They should go listen to the 20-somethings Doing Nothing podcast. There is a large announcement happening over there. If you haven't listened to it yet, it came out the day before ours. So if you're listening to this now, it's out.
A game changer.
A huge game changer, and we'll maybe talk about it more next week.
Also, our friends Colby and Anthony are on vacation this week.
Good
so
for
you gotta
them.
listen to us.
Yeah,
dude.
you have. Well, if they're here, they're already here.
Well, replay the episode.
That's right.
Start it over.
All right. We'll talk to you guys next week. We'll be back.
I don't know how
Make
to end
it
it.
stop.
I'm trying.